One took a pay cut. One was just extended just, a few minutes ago. These are interesting for me because these are first round picks, and usually these are, players, managers build their team around with. And last year they underperformed. Well, James Harden didn't really underperform a lot, but somehow underperformed as well. James Harden in Philly took a 15 million pay cut to, put some more pieces around him and Joel Embiid. And then, of course, Damian Lillard, who was probably the biggest disappointment last year because of the injury. Now signing a 120 million extension. Now let's talk about fantasy. Lillard. Let's talk about Lillard first. How do you value Lillard now, coming off an injury? Do we see him as a Lillard of old? Where do you and given that there's really not a lot of, like we said earlier, there's not a lot of players who's moving up to that first round level.
It's tough, right?
I know.
Last year.
What?
Did you have Lillard last year?
No. No, I didn't.
So you're not.
I'm sure you had a lot of Lillard.
Yeah, that he really ruined my fantasy last season, and it's tough if you're a fantasy manager. Of course, there's the emotional trauma, the hurt, the pain. But if you look at objectively, I watched the interviews with him. He said he's very, very healthy. He's been playing with it for 4 years. I think some like Josh Lloyd talked about it, that he's been dealing with it. So he was able to fix it. Logically, if he was able to fix something that he's been dealing with for 4 years, he should be better, right? He said he's like, because everything is new, he's already built up his body again from scratch.
Yeah,
so that's good. And again, I think Jeremy Grant coming to Portland and everything, they'll try to contend. Even if I don't think they will, but I think they will try. Yeah. So I would pick him in the first round. Yeah. Even
mid first round, late first round.
Late first round. I think he will last until the late first round because of what happened last year. So if he's there at 12, 13, 14, I'll happily take him. I'll happily take him at 13 and 14, given all the uncertainties. As we said, I enumerated the sure first rounders. I was only until 7 or 8. Maybe add LaMelo, maybe 9, and then Cat fell off. So maybe 8 or 9. So after that, it's uncertain. So
there are a lot of players in that range. Dame Lillard. I'll just squeeze in a bit. Bradley Beal, who also kind of underperformed last year. Yeah. Another disappointment. So you still think Beal gets into that late first round?
Yes. Beal
over Lillard or Lillard?
No, I'll go Lillard. I'll go Lillard over Beal, but the concerns are the same. Injuries. The injuries will be the concern. Beal, has he finished a season? The past few weeks?
I think 2 years ago he did.
Yeah, but he's always had something. So the hope is that they ended their seasons early. So maybe, they will be fresher for the season. So Beal, Lillard, Paul George, maybe you might be thinking of Paul George.
So. Yeah, another guy, and we still don't know where we would consider Kawhi in the picture. Maybe we'll talk about that as we talk about the depth chart later on. Now let's move on to James Harden, who took a pay cut, and with that, looks like he's gonna be serious about winning. But again, the concerns of him, we haven't really seen a good James Harden with Joel Embiid. I think we've had that a few games early on last season, but overall, I don't think we've seen the James Harden. I'm not even sure if he's gonna get back to that level, the top 3, top 2 type of James Harden.
No, he's past that. I mean, how old is he? 30, 32, 33 maybe?
Yeah, somewhere.
He's past his prime. It's obvious. The first step is gone, and then he's not getting the fouls that he's been getting before. And brought up a good point. We've not seen James Harden and Embiid in a good, I mean, good match. You know, in a good match situation. They've been not that good
Fantasy
yet.
wise, we're talking about fantasy wise. Like we don't see James Harden, scoring as much, giving a lot of assists, rebounding. The triple double James Harden that we usually see comes very rare these days.
But having said that, I think the 80%, 70% of Harden from his peak level is still first round. And in regards to the Embiid situation, if you look at it, they'll figure it out. And I don't have any concerns at all during the regular season. Maybe the playoffs, the defense adjusts or anything, but regular season, they could just easily just say, "Oh, Embiid, you get this play, I'll get this play." They can just alternate, and they'll still produce fantasy stats, fantasy value. So, I think Harden will still be a first rounder for sure. I mean, unless he gets injured, he'll be a first rounder, but not the Harden of before. That's the thing, not the Harden of before.
All right, going back full circle, do you get Harden first or Cat?
Right now, maybe Harden. Maybe Harden.
So you have higher, you trust Harden more.
Yes. As of now, I'm thinking about it. I think, don't you think Harden can get 25 points next year?
Well, I think you're right. Other than that, I think we've seen more of Harden and Beal together than Gobert, Cat together.
Yeah.
So I think that's where the uncertainty lies with Karl Anthony Towns. But yeah, I think Harden's the safer pick. But still, do you pick him top 5?
Harden top 5. It's tough, but as of now, he's there. I won't say I will pick him in top 5. I'll consider him there. Right now, I only have Jokic, Giannis, maybe Embiid as my sure top 5. So, well, Steph, we know our love-hate relationship with Steph. So,
and I think very interesting here would be where KD lands as well, because I don't think KD's had this reputation that he's injury prone, but he has been really good when he's playing, and I wouldn't be surprised if he gets to even if he stays in Brooklyn. I wouldn't be surprised if he squeezes himself there in the top 5, top 6 pick.
You know what's funny? I actually picked Luka in the top 5 this year. I'll do.
Surprising.
I don't care if he doesn't reach top 5 value. I'll just feel safer. I'll be able to sleep at night more if I just pick Luka. I'm sure. I'm sure that will be there.
Is that recency bias given how Luka's been playing?
No.
Or played during the playoffs?
No, not about the playoffs. It's just look at the players under consideration.
You're right. There's a lot of uncertainty there.
I mean,
even Steph, there could be uncertainty with Steph. Coming off a championship run. He could be missing a lot more games.
Steph, KD, Kat. I mean, I don't know. Even Tatum, if it's Luka and Tatum, I'll probably go Luka. Especially if Brunson is out now. He's not with the team. So yeah. I think Harden might be there. Might be in the top 5.
Yeah.
Could be in the top 5.